Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's live stream from the Sif Taker Knockout. So this is not the Sif Out 2, our second knockout event. We'll pop onto the table, say hello to the players, and then we can start doing introductions and going over lists.
Game.
I know, it's because I fucking hate you.
Oh, jeez. Just as I come live, he comes in. Good job, it's a parental advisory channel. So, good evening, everybody. You can hear me now, Ben. Come on. I can't hear you guys. Oh, I think my Discord may have just crashed. Anyway, so we have...
Best thing to do.
Can you guys hear me now?
Okay, I think everybody's Discord's crashed.
Yeah, I think...
Is anybody?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you for a while too.
Yeah, no, I think my Discord crashed or something. It was weird.
Oh, right.
Anyway, welcome. So we have Ben versus Steve in the first round of Knock the Sith Out 2. Welcome, gents.
Hello.
Hello.
So what we're going to do is just checking. Has Ben got first player?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
I assumed as much. So what we're going to do is me and Liam will jump down into the other voice chat. When you're ready to...
Ian,
exactly. And when you're ready, if you can just just tab the middle of the table when you're ready to start your timer.
Yeah, no, either.
Cool, cheers.
Bye-bye.
Okay, right. That was a bit awkward with the Discord. I was suddenly talking to by myself, and I thought you'd all muted.
I could see on the screen where it said you had your headphones muted and your mic.
Yeah, so when I do the introduction, I just deafen myself and then just be able to do that. So that all worked.
Yeah.
Right. So welcome, Liam, for our guest commentary on the stream this evening.
Bonjour.
Yeah. Do you want to run down the list for us, and I'll just do some social media posts.
Yeah. So on the right, we've got Steve Bolton of Vagabonds. He's running Boba Fenn. So Ben with Fearless and Advanced Prior and Torps. For when he gets up and close, you can get that 6 dice with a crit modifier attack. Then your standard Boba build with Fearless, Maul, Proton Bombs, Contraband Cybernetics, Hull Upgrade and Slave 1. And then we flip over to the First Order, running Kylo with Advanced Optics, Commander Malaris with Proud Tradition, and you've got 3 Epsilon Squadron Cadets.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting. Have you seen Ben use this list at all much?
No, I've only seen the shuttle being used 3 times. One of them was when I used it for the first time in my knockout game.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I've only ever seen it really on the stream. I've not used it myself, so it's a bit new. Just going to update a few things on the overlay.
Just letting you know that I sent you Steve's list wrong. It's actually Outmaneuver, not Fearless.
Okay, I'll change it on the overlay.
Okay. We're not going to bother changing the card, but we know it's there.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's
okay,
fine.
mate.
Yeah.
Bye.
I need to change that A in Yasby.
Yes. Do you want me to change colour and spawn the card?
No, it'd be fine. The players know. Just more for anybody watching. I just need to make it correct. If people start using the outmaneuver ability later on.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So I've used the Malaris shuttle with Agent Terex.
Yeah.
I use it with 6 Epsilon Squadron Cadets. It'll be interesting to see how it fits with Kylo in place of the 3 Epsilons and whether he can pull that weight. Or whether Malaris can pull the weight with the 3 Epsilon Squadrons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen aces and mini swarms work before, so it'd be very interesting to see how it sort of plays out.
Yeah. especially against a 2-ship list, they'll normally crumble under weight of fire, but it's whether the mini swarm can provide the amount of fire necessary to start pushing damage through.
Yeah, I mean, like, you've obviously run an awful lot of Bobber, and Bobber loves swarms, and when it's a mini swarm, yeah, you're not really getting the best of both worlds, and he's also got Slave 1, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think Boba does better against the mini swarm. He struggles against the larger swarm just because it's death by 1,000 paper cuts damage to start to eke through.
Yeah.
So I think this is favourable to Boba, this matchup. It's whether Ben can neutralise Kylo.
Yeah, so it looks like they're good to go. Timer. Excellent. So, yeah. I think we're all good to go. So, yeah, first order, we've got the swarm at the top, or the mini swarm at the top, and then we've got Kylo hiding down the bottom. Facing off against Fem Rao, so you'd imagine that Kylo's probably going to turn up the table towards the swarm. We'll see how brave he's feeling.
Yeah, the Epsilons could, the mini swarm have gone quite hard up that board edge.
Yeah. Well, I imagine they'll try and position to perhaps come in between those two debris clouds.
Yeah. Yeah, and Kylo's hugging his board edge, trying to keep distance from Fen. With 3 bank to the left, with a boost coming back in. Just trying to keep that approach wide, not engage them head on.
And it's like back to dials.
Yeah, fairly uneventful. I can see a faster move from Fen this turn.
Yeah, it'd be quite surprising he didn't go quicker, but maybe he just doesn't want to. If Kylo had come forward, he didn't want to exchange at range 2, range 3. So I'd much rather sort of sit back a bit. But yeah, now that very much opens up perhaps maybe a 3 bank instead of the 5 forward, and try and so he comes through that sort of debris cloud, a gas cloud sort of gap, because you assume that Kylo's probably also going to do a 5 forward. But Boba potentially could catch Kylo out here. Certainly, possibly have a pot shot at him, depending how obviously quick he goes.
Because I don't have to be a 3 bank to avoid taking a stress from the debris.
Well, that's it. I think Boba probably will bank here. Just, I mean, it depends how quick he wants to go. He could decide just to go like a slow roll forward, I guess.
I'd say around this mark, either a 1 bank in with maybe a 3 bank with Ben, just so you keep the cover from the gas cloud, and then you can kind of judge where Kylo's going to go.
And we'll see how well Malorus works with the with his ability. So it's the re-rolls, but taking strain, isn't it?
Yeah. I think the best thing about this swarm is that you don't get the penalty as much, as long as you do intend to do your blue move as your next turn.
Yeah.
Mainly because you're taking the strain after everything's already fired at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the ties are doing 3 hards in. There'll probably be a focus on all of them. Alaris 2 forward.
Well, it sets him up nicely for next turn, I guess, because he can do a hard 2 there, sort of following in the footstep of the ties.
Yeah. I thought he'd be doing a 2 hard in. Try and match the ties and keep that entire arc in front of them all quite covered.
Oh, I did think that he might do this, and this is interesting. So he's turned hard one in, so I guess he's perhaps trying to go for the bluff here to sort of suggest that Bobber and Fen may go quick. So I guess it all depends. You know, perhaps he fancies a boost or may just sit here, because I guess if you sit back where you are, you're not going to get into range 1 of Fen. And that's the scary thing. But obviously Bobber could slave 1 here if he has done the 3 bank towards the TIE fighters.
Slave 1 will get you a stress.
It would.
Easily clear that next turn.
No, absolutely. And gets you away from those TIE fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, might take 1 or 2 range 3 shots if he was to go to the right. So we'll wait and see what he's... I think he's possibly... Yeah, he's just... Oh, hard 1 he did. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think... I think he had set the hard 1 to the left.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's just...
No, what I mean is I think he had set that before he chose which one of the pair to choose. So I think he had already decided to come this way. So this is the conundrum now for Fen. So probably sit at range 3, I imagine, with a focus token and just hope he his dice holds out. Oh, out of range anyway.
Yeah, so maybe at this point you'll probably sit too hard from Boba.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
You'll probably see it too hard away with Kylo.
Yeah, so I think obviously Ben took the gamble and has turned in, but I don't think you want to push that any further. You don't want to go 5 forwards or whatever with Kylo here, because Fen will probably look to turn. But those TIE fighters are actually in a pretty decent position. They can do like a 5 forward if they wanted to, and then sort of threaten the flank a little bit.
The only issue with doing that 5 forward is Malorus can't keep up the pace because she's still got to do a turn as well.
Yeah. What's the range of mobility? 0 to 2, isn't it?
Yeah, 0 to 2.
Yeah, so I mean that will stretch a little. Maybe won't get like red for certain, but I mean green I'd imagine probably would still be in range 2.
You can always rely on that great tactic of rolling natural hits anyway.
Absolutely. The problem is with Bobber's front and rear fire arcs here, you don't want to just do like a 5 forward boost with Kylo, because Bobber can just slave 1 left or right here, and then
especially
it'll just take the best shot he's got based on where Kylo finishes up. So yeah, I think Kylo has to try and disengage.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kylo doesn't want to be anywhere near Boba. And Boba will take pretty much most ships in a one-on-one fight anyway.
Especially at range 1. You know, if he gets a reroll, he's got more for some force.
Yeah. I mean, I know Kylo with optics has got... It's one of the most reliable 3 dice attacks. But I think Boba's too much, especially when he's moving last.
Yeah.
It's too much of a beast.
And this is it. If you get it wrong with Fen, range 1, taking proton torps or taking a normal range 1 attack with that amount of red dice has the possibility of rolling 4 or 5 hits, which will mean damage gets pushed through onto Kylo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got the 5 forwards and the TIE fighters, which I think is puts them in a nice position. They haven't gone too quick that they're going to go charging into those debris. So the arcs will be nice and wide, focus tokens.
Well, depending where Ben's going now, you could probably herd Fen into that corner.
Yeah. I think, have the FOs got hard 1s?
They do, yeah.
I know normal TIE fighter has, so yeah. Yeah, so I think 0 to 2 off Malorus might just get yellow there. We'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely got yellow. I say definitely, it's probably well out now, but it looks like it's in.
Oh, he did a hard 3 as well, just to try and close that gap a little bit.
Yeah.
Ben done.
Oh, he's committed.
I don't think he set his manoeuvre properly because it looked like he had the hard 1 set there. So maybe he said he did 5 forward and then flipped his dial and was like, oh, that's wrong. But, you know, Ben, in this sort of situation, because Steve hasn't moved any ships, I mean, I would, if I was in Steve's situation, I'd be absolutely fine because it doesn't affect the game. But yeah, we'll see what Fenn's done here. Oh, that's nice.
So he's blocking Fen.
Or, yeah, either Fen flies past or is going to get blocked, which will be fine for Kylo. But I mean, you never know. Maybe Steve's gone ballsy and done a K-turn or whatever.
If Steve's done a K-turn now,
yeah, I thought.
Impressed.
Yeah, so I assumed he was going to slave 1 towards.
Yeah.
And again, maybe he declared it that he was going to slave 1 towards Ben and then perhaps just click the wrong button. I think he's just looking at it now. There we go. Yeah, as I say, I had no idea why Bobber would turn away from a range 1 shot there. Yeah, just drag it off the tail. It's all good. I think if you click the template icon on the dial, that will get rid of the template, but that's fine. Oh, bump. So it'd be very interesting to see if Fen is in range 3 of that red TIE fighter or not. I don't think he will be, but it might just. And it might be worth a range 3 obstructed punt just to see if Fen fails rolling eyeballs. But
it's always worth shooting at Fen when he's got no tokens.
So just checking for Malorus. So it looks like yellow and green are at range 2, but red's just out. So Kylo's going to have the first shot. 4 red dice. He's got a focus token, but may decide to hold on to it for defense. I suppose he's got advanced optics as well, so we'll see what the roll does, because if he rolls 3 or 4 hits here, might be worth just trying to push some early damage through on Bobber. Probably not worth it with that roll, so we've got a hit, an eyeball, and 2 blanks so far.
I think I'll just spend the force.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Spend the force, keep the focus, and then you got the focus on defense, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then the force will regen. Let's see, so... Possibly has just kept it 1 hit. And Steve's got a reroll, but he's not used it. And it is a May trigger.
Yeah.
I don't see why he wouldn't take it. He's obviously just forgotten, but it's not something that I would necessarily intervene with. So again, Bobber's got a pretty poor roll there himself, so he's rolled a crit eyeball, 2 blanks. So spinning a force to hit crit, and I think that's fearless, isn't it? He's rolled, yeah.
I thought he had outmaneuver.
Oh, actually. Ooh.
Or was it Fen that has outmaneuver?
No, they've both got fearless. Do us a favour. Do you want to just jump onto the table and just ask them about it? Cause I thought they'd said they got outmaneuver.
Yep. Bear with me a second.
All right. So for those who've just tuned in, basically, when they sent me the lists, they had fearless on both of them, but we were told, I thought that one of them had taken out maneuver, but it looks like they've both still got fearless. So, can I find panicked?
You're right. It's Fen without maneuver.
Okay,
Not Boba.
it's fine. I can just change it on the. Do you want to just do them a favour? Do you want? You may have to change your colour, and
Spawn the card.
they want to find they want to find the panic pilot. So if you want to, 2 secs. Hey guys, so what we'll do is, if you just want to carry on setting up, I'll get Liam or to look for the panic pilot if you want for Kylo's ability.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to say, at the end of that round, you didn't use Bobber's rerolls. There, it's a May trigger, so I wasn't going to interfere. But I'm not sure if you'd forgotten those, Steve, for future.
I had forgotten, but we've still got the ties to shoot.
Okay, yeah, just
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's fine. So I've come back. Can you do me a favour then? Can you may have to change your colour? Can you just go through the scum deck and see if you can find the panic pilot? Kylo's just used his ability on it.
Yeah.
Let me go and fix that overlay again. So yeah, we're going to get some range 3 or range 2 pokes. Yeah. If you just pop the deck back over, I think they can sort it out. It's probably it's on here with the Kylo. Show the dark side, isn't it? Once.
Is that okay? We're off sit out there.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Do you know how Kylo's works, basically?
Yeah, so that's a crit that can get dealt under shields as well, isn't it? So
Yeah.
when they deal a damage to Kylo, he can spend a force to assign that card.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very good ability. Don't see it as much in this edition as you did to first edition, because obviously force, he has to spend force to use it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's one of the off-putting things, obviously, because he's only got 2 force tokens.
Yeah.
You've normally spent your force on defense by the time that comes up. And I think, does he have to take damage to deal that token, deal that out? No, it's just actually defend.
Yeah.
I think it used to be the other way in 1.0.
So we've had a few shots on the TIE fighters, but nothing really is landing any damage.
Do have a damage on Fen.
Yeah. I think he's just reading it because I think you have to do this. I think you have to do it if you're not Vestal strained already.
Yeah.
Plenty of wiggles. He is absolutely fine. So I think the stream overlay is up to date. Cool. Oh, Fen took a damage as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Must have been a range 3 shot, I guess, from a TIE fighter. Which is always the way with Fen, tokenless Fen. It's always worth throwing some red dice at him, because one bad roll and it's straight onto his hull.
Yeah, especially like a full hull ship. If you can plink 1 or 2 damage through, you're getting half points, and then he's in a really delicate position.
Yep.
I can see Fen doing possibly a 4 forward here, trying to get some cover from the gas cloud. Because Boba's got fearless, I could possibly see him turning in.
Yeah.
And maybe a proton bomb being dropped.
Yeah, bomb would be a good shout here, because the red tie might have to sort of turn away as such, and we'll see what he decides to do, if he decides to go through the debris or not. I mean, the TIE FOs have got shields, so they're not so worried about the crit effect, but the stress will be annoying.
I can see the TIEs just turning towards the gas cloud on their right. It's Kylo. This dropping a proton bomb at this point.
I'm just thinking,
definitely cause him to disengage.
Like Red, for example, I think a 2-bank to behind Bobber would fit, but that's where the bomb would be. Whereas anything towards Kylo would probably clip that gas cloud, unless he does like a hard one or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Red's not strained, so it doesn't need to do the blue. Yellow and green are probably not too fussed by the strain, but I think they'll probably want to clear it so that at least they can use the ability again this turn.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, interesting start to the game. We'll see how obviously it builds. Certainly having the initiative advantage is massive for Fen and Bobber. Kylo, unfortunately, is just not going to be an ace this game. And looks like Steve has reached the bomb dropping.
Yeah, so that'll cause... If Ben hasn't seen this coming, this will cause a bit of a situation for Kylo. And if you can get him to disengage for another turn, you're only dealing with 3 TIEs and Malos at this point.
So he dragged the bomb drop tool over, but you don't need to do that for anybody that's watching. You can just click drop bomb, and it's already assigned to the ship, and it will just spawn that template out the back. So yeah, there we go. Got the proton bomb coming out the back. Ben's being pinicky and looking for the actual correct icon, but no one cares. We know it's a proton bomb. The amount of bombs that are being released now, he'll probably go through. Wasn't it a proton bomb to start with? Because isn't that a seismic charge?
That's a seismic charge.
I'm sure it was on proton bomb to start with.
There we go.
I mean, that's not the bomblet one, is it? No, not that it really matters. I'm not overly fussed, but Red is going through Yeah, I think it was on seismic. It was on proton bomb at the very beginning, and then he clicked off it. But hey ho. So yeah, Red's coming for a nice potential block here, flown through the debris cloud. Yellow, as suspected, has done a nice blue 2-bank. We'll clear that strain and be able to do a focus token.
And a bump. Green.
He did the 3-bank, that's why. If he'd done the 2-bank there, he would have fit quite nicely behind there and cleared the strain and been able to do a focus. I think they're rolling for the debris cloud for Red, which is fine. Now, this would be interesting if Bobber gets blocked, because Bobber will end up losing... Well, Bobber will take a crit, and then that will assign Panic Pilot.
Yes, it will. That's quite cruel, that is.
We'll see. I mean, yeah. Assuming Bobber's done a hard turn or bank here. And it depends, I suppose, if you could turn away from... doesn't get bumped by Fem, potentially. And Kylo might be okay here. Like, a boost barrel roll will probably...
I think even a boost is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got loads of space.
I mean, it's fine for positional. It stretches that range bubble as well in case Bobber does bump it there. So he's done a hard one. So Bobber is definitely bumping. And I think turning towards Fen would possibly be bad because it's what you do next turn. I mean,
I think you've just got to accept.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not being punished for it because by the looks of it, there's no shots on Boba, so you're literally just taking 1 shot.
Well, Malarus and Green, potentially. Certainly Malarus will take a shot. But then Bobber's going to get, 2, 3 re-rolls, depending what he wants, if it's obstructed and depending on range.
I don't think Green's got the angle.
Okay.
It's just Malarus that's got the shot. and Fen taking the boost and focus for his stress.
Oh, it's perfect. Bobber has just bombed himself. Let me just...
And that's the panic pilot.
Yeah, so he's just flipped a shield, but I have just...
Yeah, I don't think they're paying attention to it.
That's fine. I mean, do you want to just jump into the room again and just ask them if the Kylo trigger... Oh, I know what I done. I bet I've not promoted. That's why Steve's struggling.
Yeah, I'll jump into the room.
Yeah, just ask him if the Kylo trigger should come off. Yeah, so it looks like they've caught that. So that's one hole off Bobber. So yeah, flips the shield, and I show the dark side will come back. I mean, it's not terrible for Bobber because he will obviously, you know, has got force, has got rerolls from obviously proximity of enemy ship, so it's not so concerned about actions, but it does potentially force him to do blue maneuvers.
I'm back.
Cool. Yeah. No, I think that's all sorted. It's fairly simple.
Yeah, that's always been my interpretation of I'll show you the dark side.
Yeah. No, I think that's correct. I think it's if you suffer an uncancelled crit, and that's essentially what the proton bomb is, and
yeah,
because it's not even Kylo that needs to do it.
Yeah, and let's be honest. If I'm wrong, it's not the worst I've ever looked on stream, is it? So
No, a fair one. So, possibly just checking for Malorus. What is Malorus a 5 or is he a 4?
Malorus is a 5.
Oh, he is a 5. Cheeky. But it looks like you can choose unobstructed here. So, your range 3. Bobber, I imagine, will get 2 rerolls at least, if not 3. All the rerolls he could want.
Hit crit. At this point, I'd just re-roll the blank and spend the force on the focus result.
Wait, he's not rolled yet, has he? I think he just put the dice out because he should have 3 green dice. Oh no, he has rolled.
Yeah, I'll tell him to roll an extra dice.
It's fine. He's defending it. I mean, at the end of the day, these are both experienced players. I shouldn't need to, keep reminding them the basics of X-wing as such. So it's a simple mistake, but as it is, he's survived the damage with what he's got, so he doesn't need to roll the extra one.
Yeah, I don't think he's taken any more shots onto Boba anyway, so he's still going to get the force back.
I don't think Boba's got any shots. Well, not at the front anyway. I guess he could check the rear arc and shoot out the back. But yeah, I think red is Epsilon Cadet.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not measured Boba's rear arc. I mean, he might be out of range, I guess.
I think it is, but it's very close, I think. Actually, no. I don't know.
I mean, this is it. I can't sit there and correct everything. If it looks like it's a rules thing, then sure, we'll jump in and check it. And Steve could, rightly or wrongly, have just decided we obviously can't hear their mics at the moment. Wow. No damage getting through on that roll with four evades and an eyeball.
I'm spending the focus to make sure.
Guess he was joking. I don't see why you would. I think that wasn't that.
I hope so.
Yeah, because I think that was only the first TIE fighter shot as well. And you might joke now, but you might just blank out or just roll all eyeballs, or because you couldn't gas cloud that eyeball.
Yeah. Malorus reroll.
Yeah. Oh, just a hit. So yeah, you can gas cloud 1. So that was 3 blanks, 2 eyeballs, and gas cloud 1. But this is it. It's like, if he rolls 5 eyeballs, for example, or whatever.
I know it's the least likely result, but I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
It's like your dice know it's Fen defending.
There we go. 2 hits with this one. Still obstructed and still range 3. Oh, he's shooting Boba. And with Boba's reroll, he is absolutely fine.
I didn't think he had a shot on him then. Evidently I'm wrong.
No, it does. Yeah, just. I thought it was going to be that top corner, the one closest to the board edge, that might just sneak in. So where's he put the Kylo card? There it is. I'll double check this card. So we're just going to come down. Whoop. So when you would suffer 1 critical damage, you are instead dealt a face-up damage card that's on this card. Yeah, so for the proton bomb, it causes the critical damage.
I mean, normally you would go for the panic pilot, but I think in this position, if you're, say, looking at facing a pilot like Boba, maybe blinded would be pretty solid as well, because it'd shut down all his rerolls.
No, so I think the chat's saying about strain. I think we need a strain. Oh, done it again. Hang on. Keep tabbing into my stream thing.
It's only Daryl and Gary arguing in the chat. Let's not pay them any attention.
Okay, they've removed it. Perhaps they're happy. So, like, green didn't clear the strain from last turn.
No, because he did the 3 bank, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's white.
That's right. They've decided between them to remove it, so...
Cool. So, this has got to be a 2 hard in with Fen.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. Use the blue. Nice blue hard 2 there.
I guess it's just the time where you wish you had Fearless on him instead of outmaneuver.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the decision, isn't it? With particular upgrades and particular, pilots as such. It's a 50-50, In some games, the outmaneuver will be king, and in other games, you really want Fearless. And I think this is with the knockout. It is fixed lists because it is a knockout event. They're faffing around with all their tokens now, so. Yeah, so I think it's good. I think I'm getting a bit of feedback with myself in a little bit as well. If you can just turn me down a little bit.
that better?
Well, it's only when I talk, but yeah, I could just about hear myself. And it's one of those things. I don't know if you've you've seen. I think it was an episode of QI they had where they had the sort of the feedback. You sort of hear yourself like a second or two afterwards, and you sort of you end up losing your train of thought.
I was doing that when I was I popped into the chat, the Twitch, and I could hear myself. I was like, well, that sounds absolutely horrible, so I turned it off straight away.
So fairly balanced at the moment. I don't think enemy's got a particular advantage. You know, Kylo's going to be out of the fight for a good few turns, I think, where he's positioned. Fen could quite easily turn in here. And I think Bobber does as well, to be honest. I think Bobber probably tries to do a blue maneuver and just accept the fact that he's going to bump or hit the gas cloud. And just...
I'd do a one bank with Boba and accept the bump.
Yeah. No, this is it. I think with his re-rolls and the Force, he can afford to go without actions for a couple of turns.
Yeah.
Certainly doesn't want to drop another bomb.
If he doesn't want to take the bump, he's always got contraband as an option as well.
Yep. Yeah, he has got contraband cybernetics. Amazing upgrade for 2 points.
It's such a good get out of jail free card.
It is. I think potentially though, see where the TIE fighters land, but it would possibly be wasted this turn. I think because if you just bump in and you're getting 2 or 3 re-rolls, I think you can forgo the action. Because you're probably
I mean, if you take a bump, you're receiving one less shot back. So
yeah.
I'm not too sure what to do with the TIE fighters at this point, though.
Having flown TIEs, I would potentially do a bit of self-bumping here and almost turn them towards Boba. I don't think you'll get an effective block against Fen. Because you just won't be able to fly far enough towards Fen without clipping that gas cloud.
Yeah.
I mean, Malorus could quite happily turn towards Fen, like do a bank or a hard turn towards Fen, and then potentially will get a range 2 or 3 shot at Fen. And I think he would be quite happy because all he's got to do is land 1 damage to force. Okay, so he's done a hard turn with yellow. This is where outmaneuver could actually come in for Fen here, because you know, if he ends up being strained, sorry, he would have cleared the strain from last turn. He's now strained because of the gas cloud.
Yeah.
If Fen now hard turns in and gets outmaneuver off, he's got 1 defense dice.
Strain.
What's up?
Strain doesn't stack, does it?
No. You are either strained or not strained.
Yeah.
But it looks like the TIE fighters are all doubling down on Fen instead. Which would be interesting to see what Bob has dialed in. So Malorus has done a 2 bank, which will clear the stress. And Malorus may end up actually with a block.
Malorus could also coordinate a bar roll left onto yellow.
Yeah, could do. So I think it's a red coordinate, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's nice having that coordinate option that isn't the Upsilon.
Okay, so he's just gone for the focus there. And then, yeah, as it was suspected, sort of Kylo's just doing a hard turn here. Possibly see a banked boost, which will try and bring him back into a fight a bit quicker. Let's see what Big Boba's done. Yep, 1 bank as you thought.
Just hope he doesn't get strained and then take 3 hits into the side from Malorus.
Yeah. So, clears the stress. Will hit the gas cloud. And he's just going to roll for the gas cloud to see if he gets strained or not, like you say. I believe
Nope.
that is fine. It's hits and eyeballs.
Yep, so he's got both his rerolls. He's cleared a strain. Well, he's got both his defense die, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He's cleared a strain. He's got a focus mod. He's also got fearless, so he could just tank a bit of damage into Malorus at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it. I mean, Malorus has only got 2 shields.
And Malorus isn't in a great spot now for the next turn.
Oh. So I guess Fen could quite easily like just focus barrel roll if he wanted. I mean, maybe barrel rolls towards red.
Still get Concordia from that shot. It all depends. Yeah, he's done it.
Yeah, that's it. Just make sure outmaneuver triggers. So like, yeah, Fen could easily just nuke yellow. I mean, they could both go after Malorus if they really wanted to, but I suspect it might be the turn to try and take off a TIE fighter or 2 here.
Yeah. He could definitely take out yellow in one hit now.
Yeah. Especially with the strain and the outmaneuver. Yeah, so it looks like he's shooting yellow. His mighty 1 green defense dice.
That'd feel quite rough. Knowing that you're a 3 agility ship only rolling 1 green.
Yeah. So 5 red dice, so it's like just the primary shot. Unless you can't use, not the Spanish charge anyway. So 2 hits and a crit so far. And we don't have any modification on top of that, I don't believe.
No.
Gets an eyeball. Has no focus token, so we'll be taking shield hit crit.
And that if it is a direct, that is a dead tie.
And the computer says... Is that a crit? It was a crit, surely.
Yeah, it was a crit.
Yeah, I'll put it in chat. That's going to be the wrong card. It's that top, that top one there. Loose stabilizer. Cool.
If I was Boba now, I'd either go into Malorus or the green tie, because you're not going to be dealing with the yellow tie anytime soon.
No, he could try and finish off the yellow tie, but the yellow tie is now going to be back up to full defense dice, plus he could be obstructed by that gas cloud. So that could give him 4 green dice and obviously spinning 1. So yeah, I think that may not be great. Looks like Malorus
do a 2, 3, or 4 forward anyway, hasn't he, next turn?
Yeah, so I wonder if Malorus is taking a range 2 shot here into Fen.
Looks like it. It's 2 hits.
Mm-hmm.
That is fine.
Yeah.
I think at that point, if I was Malorus, I'd be taking the range 1 into Boba.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because he only has 2 red dice naturally.
Yeah. I think the way I see it, if you can do 3 hits at range 1, Boba will take a damage.
Yeah, no,
I know he gets his
absolutely. Yeah.
rerolls, but there's always a chance he can blank out again.
I mean, especially
Whereas-
as well, because Fen did have a focus token there, so I think you were looking for a pretty decent roll.
I mean, maybe he's trying to strip the focus token, ready for the red TIE fighter to.
So loose stabilizers the take a damage if you do a non-straight maneuver, isn't it?
Yes.
That might be another reason to just leave that TIE fighter, because it has to go straight and fix that damage card.
Exactly. As long as they don't go for yellow, I don't think there's a wrong answer. You either tank a load of damage into Malorus, or you do potentially one hit the green tie.
Well, Ben's picking up 4 green dice, so it looks like he's going after yellow. Yeah. No focus token, so can spend a force for 2 hits and a crit. Because I don't think he's getting shot by anybody else, so I don't think there's a reason not to do it.
You've got Boba reroll.
To be honest, though, why? I mean, yeah, I guess why not roll both of them and then spend the force potentially? I suppose you could roll double blank, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, I think he's dead.
Yeah, he's got it because he can only change a blank.
I believe so. Yeah, so 2 eyeballs, 2 evade results on the dice, and then yeah, gas cloud only allows you to modify a blank dice. So unfortunately, that is brown bread. So after 45 minutes of gameplay, Steve is now up by 25 points to 0. You never guess this is a knockout game.
Yeah, I think Steve's in a strong position with Boba. Not an awful position with Fen. There's a 2 bank and a 2 hard will clear that stress. It's just where Ben decides to go with the green tie and Malorus after this.
Oh, so I think this is the red TIE fighter into the side of Fen. So he's taking a Malorus reroll. Wow, just 1 hit at range 1, unfortunately. And obviously Concordia face-off will trigger here. And that's probably a good thing if he had rolled more than 1 damage.
Fen would also get 4 dice at range 1 as well.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
didn't roll enough as well.
I get the feeling we could be dealing with some tired players after work or something like that, or perhaps I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Steve has flown Boba Fett before, but you know, I mean, again, I wouldn't make him roll the defense dice again. He could roll the extra green dice, so I don't see it as an issue.
I think if you don't roll enough, you just roll the additional. But if you roll too many, you re-roll them all.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the way that the stream chat is trying to discuss who the best Sith taker is.
What are the options?
I mean, you know, someone suggested you, but then I think it's Dan Athy has basically just said that you're out, which is fair. You know, I get that.
Yeah, as hopeful as it is, I'd write myself off before anyone else wrote me off anyway.
I mean, you know, the nice thing about the club is we've got like a real sort of mix ability. And I wouldn't say that we've necessarily got that one sort of standout player that just tends to win everything. Obviously, Tom Reed has been very successful, but other players seem to have sort of good spells and sort of come in and out of playing. We've got some that have perhaps got different priorities, so they're good players, but they don't always go to the bigger events. So yeah, you know, it's a decent standard. It's nice sort of talking to people about lists, and you know, people got different opinions, and you know, there's some, I say again, good players out there that either live on Slack or live on Discord, so you can bounce ideas off.
Yeah, it's a good group. definitely a good group to start running list ideas against.
Hmm.
There's an eclectic range
Yeah.
of factions, isn't there? Within
This
the
is it. Like, you know, I really enjoy the practice games against the other club members because you'll get some guys who take wacky lists, but they've been playing it a lot and been practiced and yeah, it's nice to see sometimes some of the sort of the lesser seen ships doing really well.
yeah.
I mean,
definitely agree with that.
well, we used to do what we call the Hoff Shots events, which were once a month. Myself and Colm would do like themed events at club night, and it perhaps be like it'd be like an hour-long game, but there'd be like list building restrictions. Like we did one night where a bit like I think Dan's done. You had to take you'd have to take like named pilots, but take multiple of the same one. I think we did. I think what other things we done? Did a lot of small and mighty, and that makes you fly, quite well. Single ship.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever done anything like that in 2.0. Never done an event that has specific list building requirements that isn't hyperspace.
I think it's good, it's perhaps something we need to do more of, and it's really nice to see Dan's event go up, and I think I'll certainly be entering it because it really does shake the meta up, and so much so like you'd probably never see those ships and those sort of lists being flown because they're obviously not legal, but it does sort of keep the game fresh.
Just think seeing two Bobas is scary enough for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think so. This is what we used to do with when we did the small and mighty, which is essentially what Aces High is. That sort of format. We after each time we ran it, we would put in like little restrictions. So like the first time Luke won it or Vader won it, and we then said, right, Vader's now banned for the next event. Then I think the next event Luke won it. We then banned Luke, and it was just sort of again just trying to keep that meta fresh and just trying to force people to fly new things rather than just relying on perhaps the successful. So I think it'd be interesting to see what sort of list people come out to this the Still City event.
Yeah, I think we were bouncing a few ideas off in one of our chats earlier.
Yep.
And there was some two supernatural reflexes Vaders.
Yeah, I was looking at Vader earlier. I was like, ooh, what are the things? So we've got a strained Fen Rao here. Probably not going to regret it too much, although Malorus may be range 1. I suspect it's still obstructed, though.
It'd be obstructed, and he'd also have Concordia.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose that's Malorus's only target, so I guess he has to shoot.
Yeah, range 1.
I think that's the correct... No, he had the correct number of dice.
And no, he's got rid of one.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, because he's strained.
He is strained, but doesn't he get Fen's ability?
Oh, so he should be back. Yeah, he should be back up to 4 because of the obstruction.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So he is strained, but he gets obstructed and Fen's ability. We'll just see if it actually matters. So he's gonna gas cloud, gets 2 evades. He's absolutely
Gas
fine.
cloud and Concordia. Yeah.
Yeah, he did remember Concordia as well, so it's fine. I mean, again, if it gets to an attack roll where it really does matter, I'll just tab the table. But we've already had to remind him of a few rules. I don't want to be seen like I'm sort of giving them too much grief. So Kylo, you'd imagine would go into Boba here, but oh no, that's an awful lot of green dice being picked up. So range 3 obstructed, I imagine, into Fen. Yeah, because the strain's gone now. Kylo needs a stress. I guess that's from... Did he do his boost?
Yeah, so Kylo used optics to change a blank to a hit, and then a force to change the other one.
But yeah, you're not getting damage through. I will. You can't see any stress on Kylo, can you? See, once they clear that template, there's no stress token,
No,
is there?
I can't see one.
2 secs. Let me know if any damage goes through. I'm just checking through your chat quickly.
Yeah, no worries. We've just got a shield gone on green. And the damage.
So he did do it. On green.
Yeah.
So definitely no stress.
And that was the shot from Boba.
Oh yeah. I try not to do the zoom stuff just in case, because Daryl's just saying that if you hold M, it's a magnifying glass. The issue I've got is that my screen is also the stream camera, so I tend to try not to do the manipulator. So we'll give it a go. Oh, that's pretty cool. Might use that one. I've used the alt for looking at the cards, which is quite useful.
I did not know that was a thing.
No, so I know holding alt like brings up cards and stuff, so you can have a quick look at that. I mean, I think Tabletop Simulator is great. I've really enjoyed using it. It's helped sort of keep my hobby alive as such. I imagine this is into Boba.
I think when you pair Tabletop Simulator with things like Discord, it may not be the real life experience
Wow.
we like, but it's definitely a means to an end. There's definitely worse ways to do this.
No, absolutely. I mean, I know a lot of people like Vassal. For me, Vassal was just a bit too clunky to get going and everything, whereas this was, I already have Steam for other games, so it was, very easy just to download the game, got it in the Steam sale, so it was quite, half price or whatever it was, and then, the modules and everything you can get for it were all like free to download.
Yeah.
So, it all worked pretty well. So where are we at? We've got about 17 minutes left in the game. I believe it's still 25-0.
No, because you got half points on the Epsilon Squadron Cadet 3.
Oh, okay. I know it does say on the overlay correctly 38. Yeah. So still a fairly low scoring game, but I guess like Fen Ral's 40 points for half. So if you suddenly got half points on Fen, it sort of flips the game completely. Because you can be fairly sure that there's going to be no bomb drop here. I mean, there could be a bomb drop, but be a very risky bomb drop if Fen got blocked somehow. Because
I can't see Fen getting blocked. It's whether Kylo can threaten.
Well, Malorus should be able to do a hard 2 over the top there. Over the top of Boba, down towards the board. And I think he would clear and land in front of Fen. Now, Fen's probably fine, because if he does like a 3 bank, he would probably go over the top of Malorus. But then he's going to be forced to boost out of range 1.
I can probably see Boba doing a 2 bank. Just so he skips over green.
Mm-hmm.
And then can re-engage on Kylo or something a little quicker in a later turn.
Yeah.
And if he does jump over green, he should be focused. He'll get a reroll and he'll be at range 1.
Yeah, so and this could be painful for green now, because although he's coming and taking the bump, like I say, Bobber could just fly over the top and it just shoot him out the backside. Oh, and Malorus has just decided to do the 2 bank. Been interesting to see. I'm not sure if his hard 2 was blue.
Hard 2
no, it's
is white.
And he is stressed and strained. So he should clear that stress and strain.
Yeah. Yep, they're gone.
I mean, there is no bomb drop, so I guess it's not such a big deal. So Kylo's done a hard 2. Should clear the stress. Gains the stress and the debris. And then we'll roll for the debris. Has already lost a shield. So... Ooh. we all saw that crit symbol, but no damage, so Kylo is fine. So I think, yeah, chatter are not sure maybe about, we've got to see a Talon here, is it? Or the K-turn using Contraband Cybernet. K-turn?
Oh, 4K, yeah.
I think, yeah, green is definitely in trouble, because we're probably, target lock, maybe? Maybe a focus.
I think we'd say it's range 1.
It's close to range 1, but I would have been tempted to take the target lock in case you get a bad roll, and if you've only got 1 reroll. I mean, you've only got to push 1 damage through, but that green is going to roll 3 green dice there. Oh, this is interesting.
So he can't get out of his arc.
I mean, do you barrel roll left? Barrel roll left, because a bit of Kylo's base is sticking out of that debris field. And you might get unobstructed shot there.
Left and... Oh, you got to look at later turns as well. If you barrel or left.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, you're most correct. I mean, the chat says boost into range 1. I think if you bank boost, you're liable to bump. So it looks like he's going for the barrel roll to the left. Yeah. So he'll focus and stress, but then he's going to be stressed next turn. Because he might do a blue maneuver to clear, but he's going to hit that debris. So we'll see. And Kylo's definitely got a range 1 shot back. I mean, Fenn's obviously got more mods. Being range 1 and in arc. Outmaneuver isn't triggering, which will help Kylo.
We can hope he's barrel rolled into range 1 of green as well.
More importantly, Malorus won't have a shot. So you could fearless and spend the focus for 5 hits here.
He's got outmaneuver.
No, he hasn't. He's in arc.
Yeah, sweet.
Oh, sorry. He hasn't got fearless. Sorry, yeah. And Kylo, it's unobstructed. Got 4 dice. I'm just saying it's unobstructed.
He rolled
4 green dice and got 2 evades, 2 eyes.
Yeah.
But it says Kylo Ren was unobstructed, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they're rolling on. I don't think they're checking the chat.
Most likely unobstructed. Don't know if you want to just pop into the chat room and just double check with them.
Yeah. Bear with me.
Yep. Ah, okay, I think they've noticed it. Yeah, so Kyler's going to lose his second shield. There we go. God, this is a lot of hard work to try and keep an eye on things tonight. Yeah, I've seen they picked it up.
Yeah, I got greeted with a go away as soon as I jumped in.
Well, if they got it right the first time, we have to keep coming around and correcting them.
I know.
Oh, this looks good. Is this? I think that's Malorus, isn't it? Unfortunately, he's only got one. Don't roll 3 green dice.
Who's Malorus shooting?
No, I think this is Kylo. He's taken no damage again, but I think he's missed his Fen trigger, hasn't he? You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. He looks like he's rolling the extra dice now. There we go.
Oh, she may roll, yeah.
No, he's rolled the extra dice now. I think he realised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is quite frustrating from a TO and a sort of ref point of view. Like certainly if it's a May trigger, it's one of these things that someone will say, well, it's a missed opportunity, and it is. So I don't try to remind players, or if I do, I might remind them at the end of the turn. So yes, they have missed their opportunity, but it does seem like it's hard sometimes because both players. Should know the rules, certainly of, sort of decent level players. And the onus is on both players to maintain a correct board state.
Yeah, agree.
It's hard though, from a 40k point of view, and I spent many years running large 40k events and around that. I'd always say to the players, you have to know your own list. You can't rely on your opponent to know your list.
I guess 40k is a much broader game, though, isn't it? Or at least feels like it.
Yeah, I really like FFG's rule set, and the rules that are very clear and concise. They're sometimes a little too almost scientific in their layout. And it makes reading the rules sometimes quite tricky because you have to flip through some different sections to try and find it. I think Boba's just shot Fen for 2 damage, and Fen's rolled 3 eyeballs with no force and no focus token. Oh, and he's strained, so maybe.
Oh, so that was Boba into Kylo.
Yeah, that's what I think. So I think Kylo's now half points.
Yep.
I guess we're going to see a few TIE fighters having little pot shots now. So it looks like we're down to 7 minutes, and I think the game is just getting away from Ben a bit now. Oh, is that
2 crits into Boba.
Yeah, he's got the shield to soak it, so he's not going to be too fussed. Oh,
No rerolls.
2 blanks out. He may check for range 1 off green there. I don't know, or he may just take the 2.
But that means Boba is now 1 off being halved. Because he's already got a damage card.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got the heart upgrade as well, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, so he's 2 off being halved. My bad. And reroll for Malorus.
So we've got hit crit going into Fen.
Hit crit, yeah.
So I think Concordia face-off could trigger here because it's range 1 and in the attacker's arc, isn't it?
It's at range 2.
Oh, is it a range 2 shot? Oh,
Yeah.
It is, absolutely. Fen has taken a crit. And they say...
Stun pilot. So he's taking the damage off the obstacle in front of him.
Oh, and he could
Next
roll...
turn.
And if he rolls a crit as well...
Yeah.
Oh dear. And then will Ben get 2 damage through on Boba?
This could be a big swing.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens now. So we're definitely not getting a bomb drop. There's no need for that. I mean, Kylo should be stressed.
He was stressed, wasn't he?
He was stressed, but
take it off.
he's hit the debris, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, so they've removed that by accident. They must have
Yeah,
removed it
I'll
with
just-
the strain.
Put that out there. Because he must be stressed because he's in the debris field.
So I'm wondering if Ben can capitalise on Ben Rose soon to be on one hull.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. And you never know. There's a 1 in 8 chance that the dice gods are kind to Ben as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it will matter in the grand scheme of things because Boba will still, roll forward and could take Green off. Green's only got 2 hull left. But yeah, Kylo is in a terrible position because he's going to have to come forwards, which means he's going to have no shot onto Boba. Going to get stressed again.
Kylo could take a crit from this as well.
Yeah. I mean, you could almost sacrifice a red TIE fighter here and try and get a block, or maybe Green bumps into Malorus and tries to block Boba. I don't know.
Well, if Red was to do a full forward and focus, you can just do a 2 forward and probably bump with Green, and that way you try and keep an arc on Fen, and you can try and swing Kylo back round.
Mm-hmm.
Try and create some distance between Boba and Kylo.
This is probably the last turn. We're into under 3 minutes now left in the game.
So he's
Okay, so we've got a sloop, so that's definitely
Okay.
going. The problem I find having flown TIE fighters quite a lot is that although the sloops and stuff are fine for position, you're not getting those focus tokens. And
that's the benefit of Malorus in the list, though.
yeah, but I the focus is for defense.
Yeah.
Oh, Kaido's taking a
Kylo
crit.
takes a crit.
Ouch. Well, go on then. What's your crit? Oh, don't be a direct hit. Don't be a direct hit.
Like, no, be a direct hit. Be a direct hit.
What's that? Console fire? No.
It's a damage engine.
Damage engine.
It's a not fun crit. I don't really understand the
hard.
moves from the green and blue TIE fighters. Green and red, sorry.
Because surely now Boba could bump red and just shoot green.
Yeah.
So I think they're rolling for Fen to see if it matters. Oh, I think that's Fen. Is that? No, it's not Fen. Sure, that's
I
not.
think that's the strain on Malorus.
Oh, for a second there, I was like, I thought Fen had rolled a crit then. It looks like one
So,
bank. Was it?
yep, Boba's doing a 1 bank.
Not giving him the
Which
options with slave 1, but
No, he is. Yeah, so there's the options for it now.
yeah. This is it. He's just going to kind of go slightly straight here. Oh, he's actually missed. Interesting, because he now
Yeah, you're
can't
missing
shoot
the shot
green.
on. Yep. But that is a 1-force Kylo,
Yeah.
so you could take the lock on Kylo now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because Cardo is going to get obstructed here.
Just the focus. Well, he doesn't need the lock because he's got 2 rerolls, hasn't
Yeah, absolutely. So he's taking the 1 damage from Fen hitting the debris, and we're rolling a red dice.
We're praying for a crit, aren't we, Tim?
Well, oh, Fen's dead. Oh dear.
This is a great day.
Well, I've got Ben on 79 now to 78. So if Boba fails to kill anything, Ben wins by a point. So Kylo sat on 1 hull here, and Ben has got no shots, so he can't half point Boba.
He can half point the Epsilon Squadron Quidette, though.
Out the
easily put 4 hits into that.
okay, yeah, out the back. I mean, that's. But is Kylo not the softer target? He's got 1 force, 4 green dice. Red has got 3. I mean, I suppose you're rolling 1 extra red dice against.
And red has got no modifiers. He's stressed.
And it's range 3 for Kylo, so Kylo's 5 green dice.
5 greens for Kylo with a focus modifier.
And this is where you need to know how many points you're on, because you don't have to take Kylo here.
The play is the red TIE fighter.
He's picking up 3 green dice, so I assume that's going to be the TIE fighter. And he needs to push 2 damage, so if Ben rolls 2 evades out of hand, it doesn't matter what. Well, I suppose Bob, if he gets 4 hits, I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, so here we go.
You just want 4 paint here.
Well, he's got 2 rerolls, so we've got hit crit so far.
Yep, and the crit could be important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it won't, because it's only half points. So we need to see 3 natties here, really. 1 natty is not enough. So the crit now might actually matter, just kill him, but yeah, half points.
I'll give him a few extra points.
And that's not a direct hit.
Center array.
I think there's no shots, so should we just head back to the table in Discord and we'll have a quick chat with the players?
Yep.
Those 2 are going to jump in now.
That was an interesting last turn. Ben, you were actually winning by 1 point before Boba shot.
Worked it out.
No,
We were just laughing our heads off at it.
well, yeah, I mean that was it. It's just, I mean, I think what was that? I think you had 3 obstacle rolls that turn, and you rolled 3 crits between you.
Between us all.
Because when
we were chatting about it, that if Fed had made it, he wasn't getting shot. There's a 1 in 8 chance. So when I rolled the crit, we were just wetting ourselves.
Well, that's it. When you rolled the crit for Malorus, I thought you'd already moved on to Fen. I sort of looked away for a second, and then I didn't think you'd perhaps do it again. But yeah, but I think secretly Ben is happy to lose, because I don't think you wanted to carry on in the event as such. Just want to run it. So well played, both of you.
Well, we were saying about halfway through, Tim, that because I ran the Vagabonds, which was probably the second biggest online game in the UK, and Ben's been running the biggest one. And the 2 of us obviously don't know TTS because we were screwing up left, right, and centre.
Well, yeah, you can certainly watch it back, because occasionally you'll hear me just be like, "Oh, he's forgotten that trigger," and he's forgotten. And it's just like, oh. Obviously, I didn't try to meddle too much, so And a lot of it actually didn't matter. So there was a lot of times I think he didn't take the extra green dice for Fen earlier in the game.
I did actually spot that that last shot.
Yeah. I mean, each
I was
time,
like, oh shit.
yeah, each time you rolled your green dice, you rolled enough damage without Fen's extra green to survive. So if you had actually taken the damage, I was then going to point it out. But yeah, as it was all good.
But Tim, I need to tell you about high level X-wing. It's basically you start with a strategy, and then 20 minutes in, you realise your opponent's actually telling you to do better things than you were doing, and you just start doing whatever Ben tells you to do. No, I would shoot Kylo because I've got no force and I'm the air. Oh, all right then.
We thought it was a master plan that you managed to proton bomb your own Boba so that he took the panic pilot. You know, that was definite high level strats there.
That was played for, honest.
Cool. Well, thanks both for coming on. We're going to wrap up game 1 now. Anybody that's watching, if you haven't done already, follow the channel and you'll get a go live notification. And we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes with game 2. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.